her fiddle, trying to get it in tune. Yeah.
Oof.
She emailed me. She was like, "I knocked the bridge over. I'm watching YouTube's trying to get it back up, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it back up." And it's really hard to get your bridge back up in the right place by yourself. You usually have to take it to somebody. Now, mine, it depends on the fiddle. Mine, if my bridge ever falls over, it's old, so it's got like basically imprints. You can see where the feet used to be really clearly. So you just put it on there, so it's not too bad. But for most like newer fiddles and stuff, it doesn't have that. So you got to find the right place, and it's tricky. It's a certain measurement from the nut to the bridge, 25 point something centimeters. But you have to play with it, get it in the sweet spot. So that's why that's a drag when that bridge flops over, man. She might have to go into the luthier.
I always thought it was just like where the you have the F holes and then there was like that little notch. I thought that that was meant to be symbolic of where it's supposed to sit.
Well, it does for most fiddles. It kind of does.
Hmm.
But that's not what they use. They do it like they actually measure it, and then they play it.
Interesting.
And you can and like so. For instance, the thing is that the bridge itself is got a width to it, right? And the notches in the F holes. Well, if you look at mine, you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but oh yeah, you can. So it's not right in the middle.
Hmm.
It's a little bit offset of the middle. And so, and you
Okay.
can move it. You can move it like up to like 3 mil or something like that. You can move it back and forth to get it in the sweet spot. And what happens when you get a bridge set up on your fiddle? Uh, oh, look at that! My bridge is leaning. That's why it's been going out of tune. That happens when you're playing a lot. You're tuning, and the bridge starts to lean over. But anyway, when they set up the bridge on your fiddle, they put the bridge on, they fit it, and all that kind of stuff. And then they move it a little bit here and there like this in conjunction with the sound post to get the most direct transmission of the sound down to the back of the instrument. See that? So they can play
Hmm.
with it. So it's the precise. It's a very precise thing. You can kind of get it in the ballpark yourself, and I have done it because I've been up north with the kids up north where there isn't a music store for miles, and so I've kind of eyed it up. But you can eye it up with those notches, and then just kind of play it and see if it's got enough sound, and if it doesn't, you can mess with it. You know what I mean? But if it was me, I'd just take it in. So yeah, so Tur Dum de La was written by this harpist, and he lived before O'Carolan, who was born in 1670. So this is a really old tune, and it's a harp tune. It's meant for the harp. It's beautiful on the harp, actually, and it's a very simple, really simple tune. Let me send you the music now, because we found a good version of it, and you've probably heard it lots of times, Sarah Lane.
Actually, I think James had us learn that years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
The problem is I can never remember how you spell it because it's Gaelic and it makes no sense at all.
I just have it titled as Give Me Your Hand.
I'll try putting that in there. Give me your hand. Yeah. Anyway, and here you'll see when I send it to you here that it's not your usual tune. It's not your usual kind of A part B part tune. And I was thinking when me and Larry or Keith were looking at it today, I was thinking basically that it's a because it's just too old for that. It's before they started doing that. It's one of the older tunes. Adam, there we go. Astrid, Heather. Okay, and this is "Give Me Your Hand." I'm not going to attempt the Gaelic. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I just sent it to you guys, and I'll just put it up on my screen quick too. Okay, here it is here. So yeah, so first of all, well, actually, while you're sitting there looking at it, I'm going to play it so that you can kind of follow along and see what's going on with the tune. Right? And plus, I love it. And it's a good chance to practice your high B's. Hold on, I sent you the wrong one.
Oh,
Disregard, disregard. Okay, hold on here. Gotta watch session.org, man. Maybe this is it here.
Yeah, what a powerful resource.
You know, it's good though. It's good for you because you got to suss out the good versions. It makes you do some thinking. And then everybody plays the beginning phrase as an ending. Like that. Okay? So you can see, first of all, that there's no A part or B part. There's no double bar line at all in the whole tune. It's just one big long part. See that? Now there's repetition kind of in it. It's not really straight up repetition. And me and Keith today, we're going through it to identify the phrases. And they're long phrases. So I would put the first phrase as ending here. So like this. Oh my God, I didn't tune my fiddle. I laid the bridge over, didn't tune it. Thought something was weird. I thought maybe it was just me. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's see. That's better. Okay. So yeah, so I put the first phrase as ending here. So if you think about it, it's like this. See that? That's kind of the first phrase. And then we have this response to it. And then we kind of go back into it. And then it goes low. And then it escalates. Keeps going up. All the way. And you have to be confident about your high B here and play it like you mean it and like it's good even if it isn't. And then it just starts to gradually decline, like descend. to the tonic. You see how that works there? Now, it's an easy tune, like I said. It's only eighth notes and quarter notes and half notes. It's a very simple tune, but it could be confusing to keep it straight. Now, how did you guys in the orchestra? You just read it, right?
Yeah, yeah, but the version we had was really a lot more complicated than this, and there was a lot of slurs, and not just like two note slurs. There was 3 and 4 and 5 note slurs in it. It was like I never felt I had mastered it, and I really, to tell you the truth, I hated the tune because of that. But anyway.
You still hate it?
Well, no, I mean, no. This version looks much simpler in that, and you're doing single bowing, right?
Pretty well, yeah, pretty well. Now, me and Keith also went through the bowing to see where I might be slurring, and
Right.
but they're all kind of just for stylistic. You don't need to slur any of it.
Right.
Yeah,
But I mean, it wouldn't be any more than maybe a couple of notes slur, right? Or
exactly.
3 notes.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. That being said, this tune is also notorious for people getting lost in it. Even Irish people that have been playing it for decades. And in fact, it's a common occurrence for somebody to say, let's play Tur Dum de La, and then somebody else will say, can you lead it? Because it's so easy to get lost in the tune because of all this repetition. See what I mean? So that's why it's good to have the phrases clear. And they're long phrases. So I think the first one ends here. The second one ends here. And then we do the first phrase again, but it's different, right? And then it kind of ends here. And then we got this middle phrase. And then we got the high phrase. And that's a very long phrase. It keeps going and going and going. And then this is the next phrase. And then that phrase actually lasts right till the end of the tune. So they're long phrases, you know.
Okay.
Anyway, but I think you could probably get it, both of you. We might as well have a crack at it, you know. Now you heard it sung there, Adam.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the exact version or whatever. I'm gonna try and figure out what it is, do some Googling after, because I'm
Good.
positive
I'd love to
I've
hear
heard
that.
it.
It's I don't think I've ever heard it sung. Now that's not to say that somebody didn't write words for it, right? That's the thing. They probably did, and it might
For
be.
sure.
Anyway, so first of all, let's warm up our G major. Let's get G major working really good, and then maybe we'll play a familiar tune in G major, and then we'll just have a little crack at Tur Dum de La. So let me get my tuner out so I can be very hard on myself. G, D, D, D. Okay, G major scale. Ready, slow. Jeez, I think I bowled a perfect game. I'm glad I tuned my fiddle up. Let's just do it again to be sure. Always good to do it again. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. Now I was thinking about double stops because in this Turn Down to Law, there's a lot of nice opportunities for double stops. So let's practice some G major double stops, shall we? How should we do it? Let's just do long bows first, and then I wouldn't mind trying this here. See how I did that there? They call that hand, 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 arm, arm. Okay? And we'll try, but first of all, let's just try to do them. So we'll do the arpeggio double stops, long bows, and let's do 2 bows per double stop. Okay? Ready? Go. Oh, I love the sound of those 2 strings going. Now I wasn't perfect. The one that suffered the most for me was actually the 3rd. This one here. So I had to tune that both times when I was going up and when I was coming down. Otherwise, I did pretty good. How did you guys do? Pretty good?
I kind of got lost. I wasn't quite sure what notes I was meant to be playing.
Oh, maybe you didn't get the lowdown on that. So it's all notes in the arpeggio.
Oh, okay.
The thing is about double stops is that any 2 notes out of the arpeggio of a key can be played at the same time, and it makes a nice double stop. Any of the 2 notes. So when
Okay.
we start off with the open G and open D. Okay. The next one is going to be the B. So that would be the next note in the arpeggio, and I'm going to play that with the open D. Okay. And then the next one I'm going to do would be normally the D, so I'm just going to play that with the open G again. The next one is an octave, so that's D3 open G. Okay, that's a hard one because it's easy to get out of tune. And the next one is D3A1. That's the one I had trouble with. That's a 3rd, so D3 and A1. And then we got another octave, A3 open D. And then the last one that we do is A3 E2. That's a 4th. A3 E2. Okay? So that's kind of the lowdown. So you can see that it just follows the arpeggio. You're kind of playing the next note of the arpeggio with the one you're playing, or the other way around. Does that make sense?
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Let's do it again. I want to get that 3rd right. Okay, ready? Go. And the B opens. Octave. 3rd. Octave. 4th. Octave. 3rd. Octave. Opens. B. Opens. did much better with my third that time. Better for you, Adam? You got more of them? And the video is there, so you can just, if you ever wonder what you're to do, it's just there on the video. I just explained it.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, let's move on to this tune. We'll do the bowing exercise next time. But with these double stops, what I want you to practice this week is on every set of double stops, I want you to do this. Well, just do it with me. Just try and go ahead and do it with me. So it's going to be 4 little notes on the hand, and then 2 long ones with the arm on each set. Okay, let's give it a try. So we start with the opens. Ready, go. Opens. Octave. Third. Octave. Fourth. Octave. Third. Octave. Opens. B. Opens. Okay, you get the idea? Very good exercise, especially for what we're trying to do. Okay, so I'm going to send you the good version now of Tur Dum Da La. Please ignore that travesty I sent you originally. Whenever I go to save it as a PDF and I change the version, it'll say, do you want to replace the one that already exists? Yes! Disinformation. Okay. So I'll send you this one here. Okay, that's off to you. And I will share my screen. And we will give it a try. A little smaller. There. Can everybody see that okay? Is it big enough? I have one lady, Susan, that wants everything huge, gigantic. Okay, so now you can see the name of the guy who wrote it. We were learning about him today. It was very, very interesting, and it's amazing that it still exists. So let's just give it a try. It's so simple. I think you can just try to play it from one end to the other, because there's not really, like I said, you might as well just go from one end to the other. And the hardest part is just going to be the rhythm. So and this is what the guy that I'm working with who was doing this, we're using this to kind of solidify rhythm with the bow. So in this case, your half notes are going to be kind of the whole bow, the quarter notes are going to be kind of half the bow, and the eighth notes are going to be even half of that, or quicker. Okay? Does that make sense? And you're going to really try to stick to that geography all the time on your bow. Use the whole one for the half notes and do it like that. Shall we give it a try? Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Sorry, gotta let her in again. She must have had a problem. Okay. Are you getting it so far, Adam?
Okay.
You're back, Elaine.
Yeah, but I had opened the wrong copy.
Oh no! You got the right one now?
I'm about to find out.
It should have the
Yes,
guy.
I believe so. We're good.
It should have the guy's name in the top right corner.
Okay, perfect.
A nice name that rolls off the tongue. Okay, let's give it a try. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. You ready, Elaine? Good. Okay. And this first note is a pickup, so do it on an up bow. 1, 2. And then, like I said, everybody has to go play the beginning again. Like that. Now, I did do a little bit different than the music in one bar there, but what's written is fine. That's totally fine there. I just played slightly different than that. Now, how did you get along with the first time through? Was it okay? And how did you get along, Elaine? Is it making more sense than it did with the weird bowing?
Yeah, this is much simpler.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Okay, well, let's give it another try. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Now there's a reason I'm not doing it more than once. And it's because that's when it really starts to get confusing. When you go to repeat it, because you're just kind of, it's just like an endless loop of this part, right? So you got to have a really clear idea of how the tune starts and ends. Now, like I said, in my mind, I showed you what the phrases are. Now, in a larger sense, this first part here, I find... That's kind of the end of that part. And then when you do it again, which is what we're about to do, instead of going up, it goes down. See that? And then does that again, but then it really starts to get heavy duty. That's where I'd really be kind of moving the bow at the most I can and bringing the most out, is really getting intense now. Now I find this part with the high B that I just hit really sharp just there, I find as soon as I finish playing that big high B, I bring it down, because it's the response. It's the response to the freak out. Because she doesn't want to give him her hand, I guess. I don't know. And then we got the cool part, which is usually the only part people remember. And that's the end of the tune. Now you see what I mean by that. You see how I parse the parts there, because it's really the only way that you can hang on to that. And then if you were to repeat it, you're not doing that first two bars as an ending. You're actually playing the whole thing again. You see what I mean by that? Yeah. Okay. So let's do a thought experiment where we try to play it twice. This is one of those Irish sobriety tests, you know, that they give you at the side of the road. They're like, have you had anything to drink? One beer. Play me third on blah and get the parts right. Okay. A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Did it work? Anybody get lost?
Getting better.
Good. How about you, Elaine? Did you get lost?
No, I stayed with it. There are a few places where it's play a note, skip a note kind of thing, but
I love playing note, skip a note. That's how I've been doing it all these years. I like that. I'm gonna remember that. Okay, cool. So I think you'll enjoy it. You can work on it. It's definitely a very popular tune. Everybody plays this tune. This is a great one to have under your belt. Tur Dum De La. And we were using it also as for bowing. So in terms of bowing, I do kind of a pattern where it's kind of up bow slurs. And that's for, now you don't have to. Like I said, you can single bow this entire tune. I would suggest slurring the triplets. Do you see the triplets that are there? They're really nice, and they're nice slurred. And it really is, I think they land on an up bow, so it makes you down for the next note, which is really ideal. I think that's what we went through with Keith today. But if you wanted to make it kind of rhythmic, you can do it with this type of bowing, which is kind of down, up, up. So, see that? Up, up, down, down, up, up, up. And then a little up there. Not there. You can't do it. I do one up there. But you see that general kind of. It's a really nice kind of way to make the rhythm going along. And you can just kind of make a rule of it. It's beat 2 and beat 3. If they're quarter notes, I'm doing them in an up bow slur. Okay? On beat 2 and beat 3. But otherwise, you could just play it straight. The whole thing. Let's have one more go at it, and then we'll play something that we know. Maybe a bit quicker. Oh, my favorite version. I forgot to tell you about my favorite version. It's, have you ever heard of the band called Planxty? No? Elaine, you haven't heard of Planxty? Oh my God, you would love Planxty. So they're from like the 70s, 60s and 70s, from Ireland. And they were awesome. They were just one of the best Irish bands ever. And they had a piper called Liam O'Flynn. He's a very world famous piper. And they did a song called The Raggle Taggle Gypsy, which is one of my faves, about a woman who lives with like an aristocratic guy in a big house. And these gypsies come, in Ireland they call them travelers, and the gypsies come to the door and they're talking to her. The next thing you know, she goes off with them. And the Lord comes home and is like, where's the wife at? And he's going looking for her and running after her. Finally, he finds her and she's like, no, thank you very much. I want to go with these guys. I'm not interested in you and your nice stuff and everything at all. I just love it. It's a great song. And then Liam O'Flynn plays Tur Dum De La on the pipes. And it's kind of the famous version. It is my favorite version. But what is really funny is that he only plays it once. I find this tune best played once because it's a bit of a meanderer. It's really nice after a song to play it one time. You see what I mean? Or before a bunch of jigs and reels. Anyway, let's give it one more go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. ending. All right, Turd Unto Law. Great tune. Often done at weddings. I've played it a lot at weddings. It's been requested. That's the version there, is it? Holy jeez, what the hell? That's a lot. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, it's written out double.
Oh, I see. That's another thing that we were talking about. Some of the tunes that are written out, like Keith was asking, are tunes ever written out fully without, instead of using repeats, just written out fully? And I was like, yeah. And I was thinking about, did we do one in the orchestra that was fully written out? What was it? Was it O'Carolyn's Concerto or something?
Yeah, that might have been it.
And it was annoying. Remember, everybody was annoyed because there's so much
Yeah.
reading.
Yeah.
You know, so much following along. I like the repeats. Anyway. Okay, so now, what were we working on last week there, guys, that we can review for the last little bit? Anybody remember? Oh, come on. Somebody has to remember. Oh, you're muted there, Adam.
Yeah, we had finished Lark in the Morning, and you had suggested doing Silver Spear this week, and there was another one that the name's escaping me now.
Okay, Silver Spear is good. Let's have a go at that. Is that a tune you're familiar with, Adam?
No, I did just sit with it a couple times.
Oh, okay.
in
Well, we'll go
between,
slow.
but-
And you're lucky because Elaine loves going slow, don't you, Elaine? Elaine's trying to get off book with a whole bunch of tunes here, so going slow is the key for that.
Okay.
Gives you a chance to get it right. So, Silver Spear. So let me bring up what's on the Google Drive. Silver Spear. Okay. So we'll just go nice and slow. Let's take it like kind of... like that. And we'll do it a good few times. Nice to change key.
That in Sandy's book, Dan.
It is. It's one of the Irish tunes he played.
Okay.
Let's see here. Reels. Page 73.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Jackie.
Version that's on the Google
Spear.
Drive as well.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get it out. Okay, let's give it a go. Slow. One, two, three. Little faster. How did we get along? Doing good, Lane? How about you, Adam? How'd you get along?
I did okay. I have good direction for practice this week, that's for sure.
Yeah, what did you find was hitching you up the most with this one?
Definitely the second part. I think I was starting to get it by the end, but yeah, just definitely playing it through a couple more times, I think will help.
Yeah, is it the highness that gives you a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, and it uses the high B. So a little piece of advice for that: keep. Oh, hey, Dan. Keep the first finger down the whole time
Okay.
on the E string. That's how I do it. Check this out. You do it all day, no problem, no problem at all. And with your high B, don't be too hard on yourself. It's the world's worst note. And also use your high A. So your high A is a ringer, right? It'll ring out after, if it's in tune, it'll ring out after you're finished playing it. So make that your kind of center, and then you do your high B from there. See what I mean? Yeah, so that's your reference. So your 1 is your reference, and your 3, and then your 4. Let's try her one more time before I shut her down. We'll go back to the slow. Work on those high B's and A's. Okay. 1, 2, 3. more success that time. That's great. Okay, so we got our work cut out for us for next week. We got 2 tunes to work on, and that'll be just great.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll see you guys.
Okay, see you later, Dad.
Bye. Bye. Bye.